In the Round took a detour to Hinterland Music Festival in St. Charles, Iowa. Here's our recap of the incredible lineup and the new festival layout. Is it your first time coming to Hinterland?
Me, yes. Her, no.
I went one day last year because my friend had a extra ticket, so I bought it off of her.
Oh, amazing. So you came back this year because you had such a good experience?
It was so much fun last year. I loved it.
Is this your first time at Hinterland?
Yes, it is.
You are past Hinterland goers.
It's my first time.
Okay.
No, I've been to everyone.
Every single one. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, this is my first year here.
Yeah, first year.
We actually came last year.
Is this your first time at Hinterland?
It actually is. It's been a bucket list for a long, long time, and so I finally made it happen.
Yeah, it's been about 10 years or so since I came.
Who are you most excited about this year then?
Clairo, for sure.
Oh, Clairo. Yes. Oh my
Help
gosh.
it. I just love her. And the Marias, of course.
Oh yeah, they are so cool. That's a new introduction for me. I wasn't aware of them. What about you?
Okay, I have to say Lana Del Rey, just because my high school music, my has just been with me for forever. So it'll be so cool to see her in person. And then I do, of course, love Clairo, the Marias, and Tyler.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Clairo. Shout out Clairo.
dang.
I cannot wait to hear Bags live.
I'm excited about Bleachers. I think Tyler the Creator will be fun to see.
Definitely Roy Otis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love Roy Otis.
We're excited for the Marias.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I was so excited to see Lana Del Rey, obviously.
Yes. Tonight.
And then, if I'm being honest, I wasn't a Maria's fan at first, but now I want to be like her best friend.
Clairo was high on the list. Tyler, the Creator, I've never seen before, and so that was really fun last night. And I've grown up with Kacey Musgraves, or my girls have grown up with Kacey Musgraves, so I'm looking forward to seeing her tonight.
I'm most excited to see Tyler, the Creator. I haven't seen him before, but I also wanted to see Ingy and Remy Wolf.
Hello, In the Rounders. How we doing? We are here to recap Hinterland Music Festival, which Brooke and I had the pleasure, along with our coworker Chad, who's not sitting in today with us, but along with him, we got to experience the festival this weekend, and it was totally incredible. I have been to Hinterland in the past. I've camped before, did the thing when the festival was in the other position, but this is Brooke's first time. First time going to Hinterland. So I want to know kind of what was your experience like walking in, not having any idea, or even driving up, or just what were your initial thoughts, initial impressions?
I mean, initial thoughts, it's like, wow, this is out here in the middle of nowhere. And when we were driving up, I'm like, where is this place going to be? And even once we finally got in, I'm like, where's the
no, really though.
Where's the stage? But once we see the stage and it's in this bowl, I mean, it's set up very cool, and that everyone's just on the grass. I really love that, how it's there's really not a bad seat in the house either. If you're on the lawn or you're down in front in the pit. I mean, there's just a lot of options on where you can be to enjoy the music. I loved that. I loved how there was just a ton of food options, and I think they really upped their game in terms of the water stations and where those were, and just it didn't seem like, I mean, obviously there's busy times for food, but it didn't seem like you had to wait in line too much for anything.
Yeah, that was pretty, I was really blown away by that, because past years we had there was basically one corner at the top where the food was, and so this year having duplicates even of stands and things like that I thought that worked really well, and lines were not long. And we, full disclosure, did get to access the VIP area as well, which was great to experience. That it was there were hardly any lines for food. It was definitely very spacious and easy to access bathrooms and the bar back there and everything like that. Some shade, which was nice as well.
The viewing area was cool. I mean, just to have that area itself that was shaded, had the misters going the whole time.
Yes.
VIP definitely seemed like a good route to go.
Yes. Yeah. Which, again, one thing I love about Hinterland is the one stage setup means you can just plop down for the day, right?
Yeah.
And just put your blanket down and you're there the whole time. We were running around going up and forth, back and forth, I guess. But you can sit on the hill. So there's just I think kind of a good community vibe in that sense. People kind of watch out for each other. They watch their stuff. But again, no bad seat, because even VIP was just maybe a little more room when you were down in the pit. There not as much of a crowd, but Yeah.
I mean, the stage was massive. The
Huge.
screens were massive, which I appreciate. Like, I love them when you can see the performer. Because I've been to a few shows over this summer where you couldn't, unless you were up close, you couldn't see the performers.
Right,
And so
right.
having two giant screens like that, and even the
third one,
Yeah, that was super sweet.
The behind the sound crew, there was a screen as well. So even if you were back at the top of the hill or things like that, you could see the stage. Yeah,
So
it was
that was-
great.
yeah.
No, the whole just in general, I would call it like they zoomed out, right? There's just more space for things. The craft vendors and clothing and things like that. And the kids area being kind of separate but not far. Like it was just a great way to kind of stretch everything out and give everything a bit more room.
Yeah.
And they had shade and mist tents, also not in the VIP area. Like they had these cool like domes that lit up at night too, which were really neat.
Yeah.
They had like colored blocks. Like we were saying, maybe we're looking forward to maybe a little more decor. Like they already kind of upped their game in that area, but I think even more kind of visual elements.
Yes,
would
more
be
visual
neat.
elements I think could be fun.
Yeah.
You know, just there's a few parts of it that you could tell that like maybe this was like a test year and that maybe, you know.
New space, new.
Right,
But they
yeah.
had a lot of great little installations for photos and places for people to sit and things like that. So it was really fantastic, I thought, actually. And, you know, to us, everything went really smoothly. Of course, we were sort of behind the scenes, but not enough to know if anything went horribly wrong. But to my knowledge, everything was
Seems
really
good.
smooth in terms of like, you know, there's still lines and getting in and out and things like that, you know, is what it is. But in terms of just the security staff were really nice and, you know, everything, again, just good vibes, I would say.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I saw somebody just walking around with an information sign like throughout the day, you know, so if you ever had a question, there was somebody there who could answer it. We saw security and the medical team were on for, you know, if anyone needed anything, they were on it. So, I think in terms of like just the festival itself, it went on very smoothly. No main issues there, which is good.
Yeah, and people taking care of each other. The weather was amazing. It wasn't nearly as hot as it usually is, and everyone was talking about that. But you know, you still had it gets hot in there in the crowds and stuff, and so people are having to get pulled out. But everyone, in that sense, like I said, kind of community, people taking care of each other, the musicians taking care of the crowd, and you know, things like that.
I will say I've been to quite a few music festivals, and something I really have to give Iowa props to is, I mean, everybody is just free to be themselves. I just loved seeing, you know, the people of Iowa come to this festival and just completely just be who they are. And I love that. I mean, you saw all types of people come to this festival and everybody's enjoying the music. And it just seemed like such a great community, you know, of everybody coming together and just... I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's so true. Well, and we say Iowa, but there was actually, I think, about 50-50 out of state. Yeah. So it's kind of a combo. But I think that ties into it of like, even people coming out of state, I think would have had, and did have, we talked to several people that you just saw. Yeah. They had a really good experience, you know, and felt comfortable being there and everything, which is great. Like, that's part of what I like to exude as being part of the Iowa ethos, you know?
100%.
Yeah. And the musicians seem to be having an incredible time. We got to talk about the lineup. I will say, going into the festival, a lot of people that I know, even like music people, a lot of names on here were not familiar. Right. Some of them definitely for sure Royal Otis and obviously the headliners you know, who are fantastic. But so there was a lot. I was kind of excited to just experience some new musicians, new sounds maybe that I haven't heard. But I would say everyone that we talked to was like, oh, the lineup was great and there wasn't a bad egg in the bunch. And of course there wasn't, you know, Hinterland, like kudos to you. We know you're curating good talent. You know, we expect that from you. But I feel like it really delivered. And there's so many bands to talk about. You guys know the headliners are good. Tyler, the Creator, Kacey Musgraves, she's played in past years. And Lana Del Rey, of course, you know, Queen. they are all incredible, and we will talk about them a little bit. But I do kind of want to touch on some folks lower in the lineup that maybe people are less aware of. So Friday started. I got my handy sheet of paper. You guys, look at this. These are my notes.
That came in very handy over the course of the weekend. She'd be like, "Now we have this."
When you can't see your screen, it's kind of nice. I felt a little like a boomer.
Props to the girl with the little umbrella on her phone. Very smart.
Such a good. You're going to see me do that soon. Friday started off with just a bang. This band Scowl, which we caught. We were in line, so we were like kind of crawling in when they kicked off. But it's this great female fronted, like heavy rock metal band, which was just the whole look and the whole getup was really sweet, and they sounded incredible. And that went right into Inji, who I think is Turkish or like something. I mean, she sings English pop songs, it's pop songs in English, but like just such a fun dancey pop vibe. Like I guess I was surprised. I listened to some folks beforehand, but it was like Friday and Saturday were kind of real pop heavy days, which I thought was really fun.
Yeah, I think on Friday too it was nice because it really got the crowd going. I think it was like when you have music like that to like really pump people up, dancey, upbeat, everybody was into it. It's a good way to get it going.
Yeah, and I feel like she really brought the energy and just kind of was having fun and enjoy, and it's fun to hear the artists too, like talk about being in that setting and everything. And like, I feel like she was calling that out. And that rolled right into Good Neighbors, who we had a lot of fun with them. Again, I think they're from the UK, right? I think I always flip Australia and UK, but they were just like a lot of fun, and again kind of keeping that energy going, which I thought the flow kind of was set up really nice on Friday for that reason. And that rolled into then Rebecca Black, who of course everyone knows from her song Friday.
So fun. Shout out to the dancers. Everyone on stage, like she was a ton of fun.
People were kind of losing their minds just about her dancers. I feel like people around us were like calling, they're like, yeah, Charles, or like whatever. I don't know, they were yelling out names, which was just so fun. But it's cool to see her blossom into like an actual just total stellar pop star. And shout out to her, she not only played a set on the main stage that afternoon, but then she also DJ'd at the campfire stage later that night. So I think it's fun like to see her like kind of flap her wings in different areas like that. Like she was killing it on stage, and then had people going at the campfire stage. Now, granted, we did not stay there Friday night, but I did Sunday night, and it's such a fun vibe. The campfire stage, like set back in the woods. I remember past festivals going to that too, and it's just like it feels like a secret place, that you happen upon. And it's just a good time. So I thought that was really cool that she did both. Royal Otis was after that. I have a lot of friends that are big fans. He's of course known for his cover of Linger that like got people going. Linger by the Cranberries, of course. The original songs are great too, but I feel like there was just the whole place was singing along to that.
I mean, you have to that song. It's fantastic.
Yeah, right. But then Remy Wolf was like
my fave of the day.
Yeah, maybe even the weekend. I mean, very high up there for me. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, she has incredible. It's like my job to actually talk about this, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Just her energy.
Her energy was amazing. Her vocals are, I believe I call them stratospheric. Like she's just her range and the grit in her tone is just as a singer, something I totally admire. Band was incredibly tight. You can tell they've been touring together. I mean, all the things.
Just her interaction with the audience, like everything. Everyone was so into that. And I have to say, just a shout out to all the performers. I was so proud and excited to see how many female performers throughout the entire weekend there were. And I think that if you totaled it up, there's more women than men on the stage.
I think so too.
And I've never seen that. Yeah. And I was so excited for it. I was like, yes, like there was always a female drummer, bass player, guitarist, like throughout the whole weekend.
Right. And even seeing like multiple females, like female singer with a female guitarist and stuff. And you called that out over the weekend. I was like, this is just so true. And I I'd like to think that I didn't notice it right away because I'm hoping this is just the norm now and there's a bunch of badass female rockers in the mix. But I do think they did a really good job of whether that was purposeful or not. I'm sure there's some intention there behind the festival, but like these women were absolutely shredding on guitar and stuff and performing. So yeah. That's such a good call out.
Yeah.
And I feel like a great example to like all the young kids that were there and stuff. And,
ask your mom for bass lessons, kids. Get out there.
Do it. Pick up a guitar. It's important. So yeah, Remy Wolf was a total highlight. I've also heard from other friends of mine that have seen her recently that they were just blown away. So consistently just absolutely stellar, great music.
Yeah.
Followed up by Clairo, which was a favorite. Oh man, everyone we talked to cut all the clips together of everyone who's saying, I'm excited to see Clairo. Like there was a ton of them.
Yeah. And I had never heard of her.
Yes.
Them.
I had before the festival, but I actually think she played and performed exactly how I thought. When you listen to her music, she's got this like kind of elegant, vibey,
like spacey, beautiful.
Yeah, kind of beautiful. Like there is kind of this reminiscent of 50s, 60s, 70s vibes going on a little bit, but then with this like updated twist to me, and it was beautiful. Her set was really cool, and it was almost like a big band, like Half Moon stair. I don't even know how to describe
they came out drinking wine.
I know they came out drinking wine and kind of like peeked at the audience. It was just very sweet and gosh, incredible instrumentalist on stage with her. So I think she definitely like delivered for all those people that were so excited to see her. I feel like it was like quintessential.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. It was just like very pretty music.
Yeah. And what's kind of fun is, so Clairo was right before Tyler, the Creator. Yeah. Totally different vibes. But what's neat is Clairo started playing like that 7:30-ish slot is when the sun starts going down. So it was just like this really nice introduction in the evening. And then you can tell people are like ready to get a little rowdy.
Yeah.
And so it was actually kind of, like a wave pulls back before it splashes. That's what I felt like when Tyler, the Creator, came on. He was just like, boom.
Yeah, he came on with a bang. Literally. Fireworks.
Literal fireworks, literal pyrotechnics. And I mean, people just started losing their minds. I mean, and he is so dynamic. Even when you're close to stage, it still feels like the performers are a mile away a little bit because they're like, the stage is so huge. But he was just larger than life. I mean, he was up on this platform and it just really felt like larger than life. And he's so like his dancing and everything.
Everybody was moving. That whole set, it was, it was wild.
Really got just like, a different energy and kind of like this frantic, like, this is how I describe the entry. I don't know. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a way to end Friday night for sure.
Yeah, it's just cannot recommend enough. And I know people on socials and stuff have been just talking about seeing him perform live, and it was cool. I heard people in the crowd talking too about like he was playing some old stuff and some new songs and kind of incorporating that because he's actually been around for a long time. It's kind of like with Lana, like I feel like she was a big deal when I was younger, and yet now she's like still relevant and everything. And we'll get to her set, but I feel like it's that kind of thing. It's cool to see these like legacy, like kind of timeless people. Like their music is relevant like throughout time. So that's Friday. Oh my gosh, I gotta speed up. Saturday, there's just so much. It was all good. It was truly all good. Saturday started off. I do think Hinterland did such a good job of just at noon having someone that could have played the 5-6 p.m. slot, just like they brought the energy, these bands. And I know we keep using the word energy and vibe, but that's really how it felt all weekend, I would say. And it started off Saturday with Hey Nothing, who we really enjoyed.
Yeah, they were fun.
They were like cheeky and funny and just like, they're like, what the F you doing? Get off your butts. It was just like a great, I don't know, a great way to start
everybody woke
Saturday.
up for sure. But like you said, I feel like people just woke up and they were ready to go right away at noon. The crowd themselves too. Like you thought, maybe people might be a little slow to get up or no, everybody was into it from the first song.
Yes. And you know what I think helps that is on Saturday we started to see the run So other like IPR and other people have documented people running into the bowl because again, it's just one stage, so you run in and you grab your spot and that's your spot.
Yeah.
And so people started sprinting, and I feel like that was adrenaline boost. Like,
good point.
Right away.
Which I question if people even really needed to run to this place, because there were so like we said earlier, there's really not a bad seat in the house, and I almost think sitting up a little bit higher would have been a benefit than sitting down low. But hey, each to their own. I mean, good on them for
I do think a
making
lot
the
of those I do think a lot of those people were running to the front so they could be on the rail potentially as well. But some of them you did just see to run to grab a blanket spot, which is
under the tree. The tree was
under the tree. There were, so everyone knows who's been previously that Hinterland's kind of famous for like the one tree. I think there were 3 trees. Still in a clump though, so it's
and way over on the side. Not the best viewing, but people still went there.
There was some shade. I will say the running thing was almost like, it felt like the running of the bulls. Like it became its own tradition in that moment. It was like, do they need to run? Maybe not, but we're going to anyway. Like it's because it's tradition.
That's right. Like gotta be the first one there. Good on them.
Yeah, right. And there's some spots that are, I suppose, flatter than others that are nice. But okay, continuing on. Yes. Hey Nothing kicks off Saturday, followed by Willow Avalon. Another, what I loved about her, so she's kind of a country artist, but she's got really funny songs. Like she's got this nice level of twang. And again, a lot of her songs involve like just funny play on words or sarcasm, which I enjoyed a lot. And she actually ended up in the crowd. I don't think you were with me at this point, but she was in the crowd, like she put a bandana on, but she still had her like beautiful dress and get up. And I was like, that's Willow Avalon. And I was just like, good set. But so it was really cool to see her like come and watch the other bands. And, you know, that was kind of fun to see her supporting, but fantastic artist, leading into another super favorite of mine, Gigi Perez, who I just absolutely love. Again, vocal tone, the instrumentations that they like, the arrangements of her songs, I just absolutely love.
Yeah, that was another one I had never heard of, and I was blown away. It was just great.
Strong female, I think all female band. I'm trying to remember.
I believe
now.
maybe her drummer, but mostly female.
Yeah, just. So cool. She's known for her song Sailor Song, which IPR and other folks have been just cranking lately a ton. And so it was so cool to see her perform that live and just I felt like she was kind of not emotional, but just like I felt like you could feel like she was like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this and this is great. And it was a really cool, just powerhouse vibe from her.
She's great.
And oh man, okay, Glass Beams was after that. Who so cool, like such cool, funky vibes, and they wear these like amazing face things. We didn't catch their whole set, which was heartbreaking. Because we had to bop over somewhere, but just really cool to see. Love the integration of that kind of music into this lineup. It's instrumental. It's like
once again, I think they put it the perfect slot. You know, that it was like they needed something because everybody likes beats, I mean, you gotta have electronic music at some point in a festival. So I think it was a great time spot because usually that like late afternoon, it's a little bit of a slump.
Right. That's when people are getting extra hot. They're getting a little hungry. Do we eat now? Do we wait? Yeah. That whole thing.
Yeah. But the glass
beat. Oh, I know, the like face.
Very cool.
I say face mask, but it's not. It's like
really just like a.
It's like an overpack situation, but not fringe. So it's like not as like, we're wearing I can't explain. It's really cool. It's I wish I could just wear one of those all the time. It'd be fun. And then following up after that was Role Model, who like total crowd favorite. Yeah. I mean, people were sing along. Of course, their whole thing is that during their song Sally, which is really well known, Sally. I don't know the words, but I know the bop. he always has like a Sally different. Like I've seen a video of it being Natalie Portman and like all these other celebrities and stuff like that. And he had the singer from the Marias come on stage, who we were like for a hot second, we're like, is that Kacey Musgraves or is that?
We were far away at that point.
Oh my gosh! Like we'll get to the Marias because they're next, but that was really fun to see. I always love this kind of. You saw over the weekend there were a lot of artists kind of like cross promoting or saying like, oh, I love so and so. So cool to see them here on this or be on this lineup with them. Yeah. Wyatt Flores and Evan Honer, they played together on Sunday, like did a song together and things like that. So it's kind of cool to see that. Yeah. Cross collaboration in some instances. Yeah. And then after Role Model, we're just really going through the whole roster. I can't not. Yeah. After Role Model was still Woozy, who we loved. They had this great stage like graphics on some of the artists. We should talk about this. So on the big screens, some of the artists opted to do black and white, which was kind of cool. And then other artists had like extra graphics and things that would pull up, and Still Woozy had that, and it was really cool, like mushrooms and kind of more like psychedelic hippie vibe. Yeah,
I would say they were one of my favorites on Saturday. I mean, I just once again would say energy, but I mean they brought it. They were just all over the stage, jumping, bouncing around. Love the graphics, just good positive. Music, you know, like I just like it when it's like a positive message.
Yeah, and, totally. And they're kind of. Yeah, they're more, I would say, definitely like stuff you listen to, and they're in that not jam band, but jammy world, and it's really, really fun stuff.
Yeah, they were great.
Followed up by the Marias. Yes. Who I am in love with now. Forever.
Well, she is gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, no.
Is she the Maria?
Let's be real. Everyone at Hinterland is hot. Let's just, everyone, there was so much good people watching and so much. I'm not saying it in a way to objectify anybody, but just to say.
The men and the women.
Everyone was gorgeous. It was so fun to just see the crazy outfits and like everything. But yes, it was, the Marias just really impressed me. I hadn't heard about them at all somehow, which I'm kind of mad about, not gonna lie. But just totally like really cool. You described it well. It was like dark indie pop, or like
it was like a. Gosh, now I
it's
gotta
like
remember
the
what I
best
said.
way I think to describe it. Well, and she had this. I was saying she's like hot Beetlejuice because she had this.
No, that was the best way. Like hot Beetlejuice singing like deep, dark, sexy, like all indie rock. Yes, I don't know.
I hope she sees this and she's like, "Wow, what is with these ladies?" No, it was just really. She was very like entrancing. Is how I would describe it, and the music as well, like all of that tied in together, and it was just, and she was just having a blast. She's Puerto Rican, I believe, and so she did a song in Spanish and was speaking Spanish to the crowd, and there were people losing their minds over that, and it was really cool. And just again, that was at the time slot that kind of was fading into the night and getting darker. Yeah, and so it was like perfect timing in that sense, and a great lead in, of course, to Kacey Musgraves, who's a huge Hinterland alum. Yes. And Kacey had these like wings on, and you know, her whole vibe going on, which was really cute. Yeah. She's had such kind of an interesting journey in her music, where like I feel like when last time she was at Hinterland, it was more of like her pop stuff, and she has her newer tracks like Cardinal and some other things that I feel like have flowed back towards the folk country. But yeah, kind of interesting to see her direction and things like that. But of course, we don't need to tell you she's great because she's at the top of the list for a reason. Continuing on to Sunday, I want to speak. There were some great folks, again, lower in the lineup. Right off the bat, Sam Austin's loved. I think he's from Ohio, right? Yeah. I think
there's a few artists from Ohio this weekend.
Yeah. What's in the water? Yeah. Ohio. Just like so much energy. Before I listened to the Hinterland playlist, shout out for them making playlists before. So I was listening to his music and I was like, he was another every day. I'm like, I want to be there right at noon to see, which I think says a lot about who they brought in. Yeah. I feel like they were really purposeful about that. And Sam totally delivered. Like, and high energy. I don't know.
It was great. And I would say on Sunday that it was packed. So people got there early. Like people were there for his set.
The run was even more intense.
Yeah. Which I think is great for the artists. You know, you feel like sometimes when you have that early slot, it's kind of like, man, you know, who's really going to be here and be into it? But it was packed. Everybody was jumping. He jumped out into the crowd. He ran back to the soundboard. Yeah. He was running on the sides. Just, you know, he brought it.
Yeah, he totally did. And that's such a good call out of like a lot of times early set you don't expect that crowd, but I think he was like really pleasantly surprised and also just fed off of that, you know, and so it was great. And yeah, we should call out there was maybe 10,000 more people there on Sunday. I mean, Sunday was a really big day because of course Lana Del Rey was headlining that night. So a lot of people we talked to, of course, as you saw, you know, wanted to see Lana and were there this whole weekend even for her.
Yeah.
But a lot more people bought one-day tickets to come. So yeah, great for Sam in that instance of like even more people being there for the noon slot to get, you know, early seats. So definitely, I highly recommend checking him out. Very just like energetic pop, but he's got there's some unique kind of like hip hop R&B vibes going on. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's
but
got
like rock something. It was like sometimes he was yelling. I mean, I know. It was great.
Really unique. I would love to like have him in for, you know, a full episode.
Get him in here.
Yeah. I'll call him. I got his number. After that was Orla Gartland, who I was really excited to see. She's Irish and again, been getting a lot of radio play kind of in prep for the festival, but also just kind of growing in the indie scene. And she's fantastic. Like
she's sweet.
Killer female band, like power trio or four of them. See, oh my gosh.
Was there three?
Yeah.
That was three.
Just so great. And like another kind of fun one where like the audience knew one of her songs, so they were singing along. And, you know, like I think again, kind of a crowd favorite and just fun. She had like fun little quippy things to say in between the songs. And it was really
loved it there. I feel like a lot of the artists, like they commented on how beautiful it was, the crowd, just how they want to come back. So I think that says a lot too. Like I think the artists loved it just as much as, you know, the fans.
Yeah. Well, and Orla mentioned, you know, she's like, I feel like the Irish in the Midwest have a connection. And I'm like, that's how I think of it. Aren't we isn't Iowa the Ireland of the U.S.? I don't know. We're all short hobbits.
We don't even like potatoes that much here. I don't know. I mean,
we eat them fried.
That's true.
I don't know. Anyway, yes.
We eat them with ranch. I don't know.
Oh gosh. No, but it was cool. You know, just, I feel like there was kind of some authentic, like they were being genuine about it. Like we always joke because everyone's like, you're my favorite crowd. And we're like, you say that to everybody. But I do feel like there were moments where they were like, whoa, you know, look at where we are in the setting. And she was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Followed up by, we had Evan Honer, Michael Marcheggi, and Wyatt Flores. And those like back to back really took me back to OG Hinterland days of like a little bit more of that country folk Midwestern. I mean, they're not from the Midwest, but you know, those kind of sonic vibes.
Yeah.
And I mean, all incredibly talented folks. And just a really nice afternoon. Kind of, I don't want to call it wasn't a lull. It wasn't a down energy, but it really let people kind of chill out a little bit after some pretty energetic kickoff.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. I saw some people country dancing out.
Yeah.
You know, in front of the stage.
Two-stepping, I believe, is what the kids call it.
That's what they call it these days. Kids.
Or the older kids.
Yeah. It was just some nice afternoon music.
Yeah. It was really kind of fun. Again, a lot of those artists, Wyatt and Evan, as I mentioned, did a song together. And so like it was cool to see those collaborations. You could tell some of these folks like run around with each other and, you know, but they maybe aren't always on the same lineup. So that was really cool to see. So totally talented folks there leading up to Sierra Farrell, who I know you are really excited to see.
Yes, I've been wanting to see her for a while, and she did not disappoint. First off, love the outfit with like the big pink poofy dress.
Yes.
You know, with the bow tights.
Yeah, it was like, I was like saloon, she was like saloon style getup. I can't really explain it. She almost looked like, you know, a saloon gal in the best way. Like it was so cool. And it was her birthday too.
Yeah,
so
her band sung Happy Birthday.
Yeah, it was really cute. That's how they started their set.
Yeah.
was very sweet.
Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You know, and once again, it seemed like she really just loved being there. And so you got that from her.
Right. Well, and her incredible vocal performance too. I mean, she's another just like powerhouse. Everyone on the lineup can sing. I don't want to, say that they can't, but I was just really impressed with. I loved her grit that came through, kind of her raspiness that came through in her songs. So I can't. More like moonshine country than like something too twangy. So I was really into it. So many people are there definitely to see her, and she was just fantastic. And that took us to, we're on to the last couple here. Oh wait, we gotta back up. In the afternoon we went to see our friends Derry and the Dirty Dishes.
Oh yes, we cannot forget
Derry.
Yeah.
Okay, these are some friends of ours that recorded here at Trilix Studio actually, and they do kid songs, and they're just absolutely darling.
So fun. I mean, they had everybody up on stage. The kids were all singing. I mean, it's just what a fun experience, too, if you're a family and you had your kids with you to, like, take a break from the main stage and go in there to a freezing cold air-conditioned tent.
Oh, it was amazing. It was like an igloo in the middle of the festival. Like, best kept secret, I would say. Like, even if you didn't have a child, you should have gone in there to cool off because it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was
But their songs are just a riot. They're fun. The lyrics are silly. They're easy to sing along to. They're just the kids. My kids love them.
And they're Des Moines folks, so it was cool to have a local band doing something at the festival.
Yeah.
I know they also kind of helped coordinate. Like Ramona drew there was like a little coloring book kind of thing that from that day that you could color in, and they had coloring stations, and it was just really
you could color
sweet.
your own fan in, which I loved.
Yeah, it was really great, and little kids were going crazy. They had right before them, they had the DJ Kitty Cat Twins, and they were like DJing. And there was a train going around. We got some great fun video of that. But yeah, it was really great. Sundays specifically is kind of when they had the activities at the Miniland stage. And so it was set up throughout the weekend, but that's when they had the little shows, and it was great.
Yeah.
Garbage truck. Anyway, check it out. It's really fun. But okay, so back. So then heading into the end of the night last night, Bleachers.
Holy smokes.
Man.
I loved that show. Loved his energy. I loved his 90s throwback vibe with the braided belt. It was fantastic. But the saxophone player, phenomenal. His vocals were just great. I mean, everything. Yeah, two sax players.
I mean, at given times. Yeah, I can't explain. Again, when we talk about the energy, there was like a shift, and something about Jack, the singer Jack Antonoff. He is so. I explained it like he looks like, I don't know, a guy walking his dog down the street, like a normal person, but he is so intense. And watching him perform, I was telling Brooke that it makes me want to dig into their lyrics more, just because the style of music that they do is kind of this gang vocal, and it's really affected. And so it's like, you don't always pick up everything that he's saying, but when you get to watch him do it, you're like, it's emotional. It's really like, so I felt really affected. It felt like kind of a wave of sound and his intensity, and like, and the whole band. Yeah, the sax. Oh my God.
Yeah. And so that, they had like some like keys going in the background that were like, reminded me a little bit of like Talking Heads, at times, just a little bit, I loved that. I mean, just, they were awesome.
Yeah, they're again definitely like a lot of people were there to see them, and I feel like they just knocked it out of the park. And like, how do you go right before Lana Del Rey? It's kind of hard. No, but
didn't he say he's like he would have rather been there than Glastonbury? Or like
he did. Oh man, he was like, "What do you think, guy?" He's like looking at his band. He's like, "Better than Glastonbury." I was like, bullshit. Like, there's no way, right? But it was, again, he really did speak to like just the incredible setting and experience of Hinterland. And I think he was posted about it on Instagram. He said he's like, Hinterland's one to beat. Yeah. And it's so cool too. That's just what a win for the festival also to get this kind of attention. Obviously last year they had Chapel Roan, which was really cool and great attention, but also that was a growing pain moment of like they had so many people still in the other setup. So I think this is a really, like, I'm really glad for them to kind of have this refreshed look and layout and experience for festival goers, you know.
And I think for, you know, artists too, you know, Des Moines, Iowa doesn't get a ton of large acts that come through here. If you do get anybody, you know, it's a Tuesday night, it's a Thursday night.
Right.
So I think that everyone's just so excited to see their favorite artists, just to be there, that it's just like they're so happy, they're so positive, they're so into the show. I mean, how could an artist not feel that? So I think it'd be easy for them to look at that and be like, why are we not coming here all the time? Like, these people love us.
Yes.
Because they do. They're so just happy to be there. And that you felt that.
No, absolutely. We talked to, shout out John, the kilt guy. We
John.
talked to a guy.
You were awesome.
I'm sure anyone who went was like, oh yeah, the kilt guy. Different color kilt every day. It was really cool. But he traveled from Wisconsin, and we talked to someone who flew up from Mississippi.
Kansas
who
City.
we highlighted. New York, like all over.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, we're asking people, you know, what really or who really drew you, and they're like, no, it's like the whole lineup together. And I feel like just going through all of these, you know, they're really different, but all fit together really well. And it makes sense to me that, you know, as high as a ticket may have been, it's still, you would have had to pay many times that to see all these artists individually. So it's just like, they did such a good job.
Great.
We got to talk about Lana last, but very not least. Lana was incredible. She wrapped up Sunday night on the main stage. And her whole set was incredible. I believe it's her actual, like, Coachella, like, festival set. So on stage, there was a full house, there was a tree, there was people dancing on the roof of the house, and there was this incredible, it was very artistic. Like, it was like you were watching a performance art, like a play unfolding, because she came out of the house, she sat on the porch in a rocking chair one moment. Again, dancers, backup singers as well, and they kind of did some, you know, 3 and 4 part harmony parts where they almost looked like old school, like 60s, 70s, you know, singing backup thing.
Yeah.
And she sounded amazing. She looked amazing. There's like a part in the middle where the house kind of catches fire, and it quote unquote, it didn't actually catch fire, everyone, but, you know, they were playing with the lighting. And so it really felt like you were part of this larger story. It was like watching a little movie unfold, and the crowd was just going nuts. Of course, I mean, people were weeping.
Yeah,
like, and I love her, but I was like, whoa, these people. But you know, when you're right up front and that whole thing, I think it was just really powerful.
Yeah,
you know, and it's kind of why I was talking to other people about this. Like, with this different layout, I think they could get a bigger stage, and also they took the time in between sets to allow these artists to bring stage pieces. And I think that really, it ties into the experience. You know, there's a reason that people have these set pieces and things like that, because it really, I mean, sets the stage literally for their performances.
Yeah, even if it was, you know, just like something in front of you, like your keyboard that was like a little shooting star.
The shooting star, I love that one.
Flowers.
Yeah,
I felt like that was
the
a theme.
flowers.
Like a few of the different bands had like big flowers, you know, still woozy. They had some fun stuff on there. So I agree with you. It brings a little enjoyment. So.
Yeah, right. Little extra visual, you know, treats, I guess, candy, little frosting on top of, you know, cake is good. And then you put some cream cheese frosting also all the time. 100%. So just incredible lineup. I actually, Sunday night, I did have the pleasure of going down to the campfire stage. Got to see Halfway, who performed solo, who was great. He was fantastic. And Gordy, who's like super cool, kind of vocoder, vocally, keyboard, and there was a couple of them on stage, and it was really, really cool vibe. Obviously got late in the night, so I was starting to fade a little bit, but the energy was still, you know, people that were there were like really vibing out to it. And there
Yeah.
were still bubbles and all this fun things.
I was going to say, so was it pretty crowded down there? Would you say it was like full?
Yeah, I know Friday and Saturday for sure was crazy. Sunday it's tapered off a little bit.
Yeah.
But also they had a silent disco, which was kind of in a different part of the grounds than the main area. And I think that captured a lot of the campers that were there because it's a little closer to the main area. So there was when we drove by, like away from the campfire stage, the silent disco was also bumping. So but there was a nice little crowd on Sunday night for Gordy and Halfway, and it was kind of a sweet kind of end to it, like a kind of calming down a little bit, but also just really good music. And, you're in the trees, you're in the dark, and it's lit up. And, you could tell people were just like, wow, what a good time.
Weekend.
What a weekend.
Yeah.
Like, what a good time.
Gotta work.
Yeah.
In 2 days.
Right.
Go mental space.
Yeah, I just, 10 out of 10. The food was great. The layout was great. I am excited to see, kind of how things continue to flesh out now that they're in this new spot. The vendors were really cool. The Saints area was the top viewing area, so there's like a permanent structure kind of now that's there for that. I did get to run up there real quick. I didn't get to hang out, but we got to kind of see what that looked like, and it was air conditioned, and then they also had like a balcony area for viewing. So the creme de la creme had a really nice spot.
Had it been an extremely hot year, that place would have been perfect.
Yes. Yeah, like fortunately you could survive outside of air conditioning.
But they had misters everywhere. They had a whole tent that just had like fans and misters, and people just went in there and ate their lunch or dinner or whatever. I mean, and just chilled out. That was really nice. And just just walking around, you just be like, hey, there's a mister right there.
Yeah, Mr. Fans. They had that at the front too. So if you were on the rail, they had some fans there, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
I mean, there were fans and fans. You know what I'm saying?
See what you did there.
Oh, gosh. Pull me out.
Zing.
Yeah. There was also water was not a problem. I know in the past that was, they received some criticism last year, but I think Saturday, didn't they email us? They filled 61,000 water, but the equivalent of that. I mean,
Saturday.
So there was totally, no problem there.
Yeah. I had the most amazing fried. I guess I can't just call it a corn dog because it was like half of a hot dog, half of a mozzarella stick.
Yes.
Fried and wrapped in tacky.
Diesel dog.
Tacky?
Blue tacky.
I mean, all day.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I would eat another one of those. Well, maybe next year I would eat one more of those because
when my cholesterol goes back down, I'll do. No, the food options were great. Everything we had was really good.
Yeah.
And we had to get some sort of form of corn dog because it's tradition for me to eat a corn dog at Hinterland because I love it. But no, the food was great. Drinks were fantastic. They had different options. They had THC options, alcohol options, non-alcohol
options.
NAs. So it was just such a good spread. And we didn't camp this year, so not going to speak to that. But I have camped in the past. It's always really fun. And we did walk past some of the grounds. There were flat areas. There were areas still back in the trees. And you had multiple entrances this year, which was something that was different from previous years. So just really excited for the future of the festival. Obviously missed some of the local elements. I know with, Live Nation, some other folks kind of getting involved. It means maybe less local, but at the same time, it's still in Iowa, and the facilities and everything. There were upgrades that I think were noticeable that are benefiting from that relationship. So really glad to see it, grow and continue. I kind of hope they keep it to that size in terms of, because that was about it at capacity.
I would say that should be about it.
Yeah. So it was really great.
So what do you think, Dee? Is this our last summer festival of 2025?
Well, folks, yes, because I'm going to be going on tour. So
sweet Dee.
I don't have any. So there will be more detours, but it'll be literally detour on tour. So more to come on that. But,
very exciting.
Yes, very exciting. But yes, this was such a great end cap to kind of our summer festivals. We're definitely wanting to get to more. So if there's a festival somewhere in your state, in your city, that you'd like us to go to next year, definitely put it on our radar. All genres are welcome. We're open to that.
We heard there's a heavy metal festival in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
We will maybe check it out. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, what is? Yes, I can't remember that name, but yeah, we should go to that
Chaos Fest? No. Something.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just a great name. I'm sure there is Chaos
There's
Fest
probably
somewhere,
Chaos
but- oh my gosh. Anyway, if you see us out at an event, please say hi to me and Brooke. We're always running around our matching shirts. And we had so much fun. So thanks to the Hinterland crew for letting us come and cover the festival. It was fantastic.
It was awesome.
It was fantastic. Put it on your calendars for next year's dates are already out. Next year, July 31st through August 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're on it.
They're on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't wait.
Awesome.
We'll be there.
See you there.
All right.